Crafty.
Crafty.
Being the crafty and morally onerous chef that I am, whatever crappy levels of the bond I don't sell, I throw into a seafood stew.
Crafty little buggers.
These are crafty bastards we're dealing with.
They're dangerous at both ends and crafty in the middle.
Whatever it is, you crafty bugger, I hope you're keeping it safe.
狡诈的
Crag.
Crag.
Crack cocaine.
I climbed into the back seat of his Cadillac one rainy night 6 years ago, stuck my feet out the back window, and got myself my little Craig off that southern gentleman.
In the North Cache at 10 fathoms south of Black Crag, signed J.F.
Working our way from crag to crag.
You mean Pilliston Crag? Yes.
峭壁
Cram.
Cram.
It's take a crude, overly obvious come on to every woman who walks past and cram it.
Man, you about to cram like 10 years of pimpage into one day.
My people cram themselves into a tiny seat, pop a Xanax, and dream of the moment they can stuff their face with fresh tobacco.
One of them wants to rip your hair out and cram it down your throat.
You take a standard issue GI sock, cram it with as much comp B as it can hold, rig up a simple fuse.
塞满贪吃极度拥挤
Cramp.
Cramp.
A touch of the writer's cramp will soon sort you out.
And I know that's not the coolest stomping grounds for a bunch of starving artists like yourselves, but let's just do our best not to cramp each other's style, okay?
Cuddling gives you cramp.
She just had a cramp.
First few times I did it, my muscles would cramp for days. It really hurt bad.
痉挛狭窄的使抽筋
Cranberry.
Cranberry.
And then mashed potatoes, of course, and cranberry sauce, which is easy.
Cranberry, New Jersey.
You better have remembered that cranberry sauce.
This isn't even cranberry juice. Vodka, tequila, vodka,
you had
chaser, yes, no, cranberry.
越橘
Crane.
Crane.
I'm Constable Ichabod Crane.
No, I got stuck at work, but they finally got that kid out of the crane machine.
Gee, why is the crane back to one?
This is Lila Crane from Phoenix.
You have a role to play as well, Miss Crane.
鹤深井深井看
Cranium.
Cranium.
Either men who wish to forget where they were or a mortar exploded nearby, ringing their cranium like a church bell.
He takes the chopper and splits his own cranium, as the doctor would say.
Hit me right on the cranium.
Now, you can see that this headset was designed for something much bulkier than my human cranium.
We invited you out here because you smacked Sammy Boy right there in the cranium.
炉
Crank.
Crank.
You guys know that if you crank out any toxic piece of crap, people will...
Apart from several crank telephone calls, there is little response.
Crank calls are a criminal offense prosecuted under Penal Code 653M. Hope you enjoyed the movie.
Crank the AC!
I'll ask Crank for some of his homemade beer.
不稳的曲柄装曲柄
Cranky.
Cranky.
I'm just saying, you've been very cranky today.
Hey, cranky pants.
It's pretty cranky in the morning without your caffeine fix, huh?
To feel alive, we seek sensation. Any sensation to wash away the cranky black sorrow.
古怪的
Cranny.
Cranny.
I slept like a top till some stupid cranny started shouting.
Our job is to slash the red ink in every nook and cranny because our company needs the cash for its defense.
That's cranny, not granny.
We will show you how they searched every nook and cranny of her house.
Yeah. Need a little of the quinoa salad, please, and throw a couple extra cranny bees on top if you could, and kind of need you to hurry up, Chief.
裂缝
Crash.
Crash.
After 48 hours of crash dieting, Gabrielle prepared to savor the fruit of her labor.
Is he dancing about a plane crash? It's gonna be a crash.
This is definitely not an after party and crash on the couch.
Yeah, I'll crash your funeral and I'll spit on your grave.
哗啦声撞碎速成的
Crass.
Crass.
Because I have no interest in indulging in that sort of crass commercialism.
Despite your crass behavior, I'm actually glad we're getting this time together.
Don't be so crass.
Oh, please.
He wasn't crass.
You're crass and retarded.
粗俗的。
Crate.
Crate.
Oh, crate and barrel and shit.
You'd hop in the old crate and tally-ho!
My dad was a coder himself back in the day, and I found Stefan's game in an old crate.
There's Chinese writing on every fucking crate.
Yeah, that long, hairy, red and black bastard I found in the ammo crate.
板条箱。
Crater.
Crater.
When we destroy it, we will blast a crater in their racial memory so deep that they won't come within 1,000 clicks of this place ever again.
But, just in case you don't hear from me in the next hour, just come by the crater site.
Feel some crater in your soul.
We're in a crater.
火山口。
Cravat.
Cravat.
I look like a big dog in a cravat.
Did you know all along that George was Larry Cravat?
Frilly lace cravat.
Well, you wind up with cravat, and I wind up with what I can get.
Who was Larry Cravat?
领带。
Crave.
Crave.
How I crave you.
I mean, Father, I crave your wisdom.
Like the ones who crave vengeance.
You guys kept talking about White Castle last night so much, it made me start to crave it too.
渴望。
Craven.
Craven.
Craven, I'm serious. Craven put you up to this.
Calm yourself, Craven.
Oh, Mrs. Craven!
The real question is, what's Haley gonna think of our little sister coming back to West Craven?
懦夫，怯懦的。
Craving.
Craving.
I had a sudden craving, as in the commercials.
To mock some poor, lonely people who are just craving a little attention in their lives.
We've been craving these burgers all night.
Whatever power you are craving.
渴望。
Crawl.
Crawl.
Crawl to me now.
You know what it feels like to be so in love with someone you want to crawl inside them so that you're wearing their skin like a leotard with nipples.
Kelly said she saw him crawl out of the window.
When you're paddling, you're basically going to be doing a crawl stroke and coming over the top.
Why don't you just crawl back in?
爬行。
Crawler.
Crawler.
Sand wave moving toward the crawler.
Imagine that's about the solution of it, don't you think so, Crawler? Something goes wrong and this creepy crawler is there.
They'll call a carryall to lift the crawler.
爬行者。
Crayfish.
Crayfish.
Crayfish. Or is it the old drowning and crayfish trick?
People eat crayfish too.
These crayfish, big, hungry bastards.
We were supposed to be covering the Crayfish Festival today, but as you can see, media has arrived here and in the square from all over Europe.
小龙虾。
Crayon.
Crayon.
Single black crayon. I was tempted to put vodka in your crayon orange.
I'll also be the first to admit that that plan was written in crayon.
The only thing we see is this crayon drawings.
蜡笔，以蜡笔作画。
Craze.
Craze.
Like that craze for baby alligators in New York years back?
Sex craze, that's why. There's sure to be some other craze along any minute.
Well, Jay, with the current skate craze, we at the firm feel that you would be the perfect spokesman for our new client, Slinky.
We've got to try to keep our heads until this peace craze blows over.
狂热，发狂。
Craziness.
Craziness.
Miami's entire coast is being evacuated so we can use all the craziness to get out of here without being spotted again.
They're playing in the basement, away from the craziness.
What craziness are you talking about, woman?
You know, I just hate that this craziness made Matt miss his interview again.
发狂。
Crazy.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna let myself be crazy now, but you make me feel crazy.
I'm the village crazy lady.
Jillian, you know what'd be really crazy and funny and stupid to do tonight?
Oh, now you're talking crazy.
Yes, but you're forgetting I'm a crazy person.
发狂的。
Creek.
Creek.
Every plank, every rail, every spar all at once began to creak.
I think it was more of a creak. That troll King Gristle put in his mouth? That's creak.
The axles creak and the couplings strain.
Things creak.
碾压声，做碾压声。
Creaky.
Creaky.
A creaky swing sways in the deserted schoolyard.
I know you're old and creaky too, but this is my bed tonight.
I'm afraid your husband's just a creaky old man.
You creaky motherfucker!
嘎吱嘎吱的
Cream.
Cream.
Besides the traditional seeds and weeds, I've got brownies, cookies, ice cream, even newfangled lemonade.
Do you know what you need, Xander, besides a year's supply of acne cream?
I once shit out one of those little wooden ice cream spoons and I couldn't sit down for a week.
Well, let's just say it's going to be served upstairs and involves whipped cream.
You start talking to him about puppy dogs and ice cream, of course it's going to end up on the friendship tip.
乳酪
Creamer.
Creamer.
I could use some creamer.
Let me know if you want some creamer with that.
Oh, I have your creamer right here, honey bunch.
Creamer used to be 50 cents, but everyone was stealing it anyway.
Would you like me to pass you the creamer, Doc?
Yes, please.
分离奶油的器具
Creamery.
Creamery.
And perhaps you'll agree when you sample fat-free Farmer's Bounty, with the genuine essence of creamery butter in every bite. Creamery butter, you'll understand that life is not solely comprised of tasks, but tastes.
Fresh creamery butter.
It's a little place called Cowstone Creamery.
Jamery Creamery.
乳品厂
Creamy.
Creamy.
And then when I get through, it'll be smooth and creamy, just like the Jell-O pudding.
Creamy, salty, sweet, and oaky nuttiness.
It's hot and creamy.
There's a creamy white light that keeps turning on and off in my stomach.
Do you like them regular, creamy, or al dente?
含乳汁的
Crease.
Crease.
Barely a line of crease.
Here, it's 2 finger widths just from the crease of your wrist here.
Now, should the napkin be entirely unfolded, or should the center crease be allowed to remain?
Trying to get it over here and crease the sheet.
We got body temp crease.
皱痕起皱痕
Create.
Create.
Lose your pantry here, open this right up. Pull out your funky 70s decor at the top and bring your cabinets higher to create more space.
So that if they perfect the cloning process while you're over there, you can use the DNA to create your own feeds.
So we needed to push that forward to create a generational customers for life because
the illusion you want to create that filmmaking isn't a collaborative effort, it's you and only you and everybody else are just following fucking directions because if it were me...
The quantum bands were used to create every jump point in the universe.
创造
Creation.
Creation.
Can't believe my father went to see one of my professors and then like some self-righteous fundamentalist gets into a discussion about creation and evolution.
I will devote my entire reign as Miss Wichita to bringing an end to world hunger and to the creation of a peaceful earth.
It's your own creation.
So, where's the creation? This is my creation!
创造
Creative.
Creative.
And so then I fell into a great depression and denying that creative spirit in me until I think my sister Dolores said, "Why aren't you majoring in theater, Viola?"
Grace hates him, of course, because he's doing something creative and not being a lawyer or a banker or something so practical and nauseating. You just want to slash your wrists.
Well, just be creative.
Thought this might get the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, the teacher gave us a D on our project just because we were trying to be creative.
有创造力的
Creativity.
Creativity.
Anything with a little creativity. Destroy the potential for authentic creativity.
For my creativity.
I plan to ignite my students' creativity and help them find their voices.
My director thought it would inspire creativity.
创造力
Creator.
Creator.
Avant-garde creator of filmed erotica, because fuck them if they can't deal.
Each one of you granted redemption from the creator.
The creator of Dinner Time.
Past winners of this career-defining award include Lady Gaga, Tyler the Creator, Billie Eilish, and me.
上帝
Creature.
Creature.
All right, Jack, there has been another sighting of this creature, and now supposedly C&E is running footage of it.
Sounds like some kind of a swamp creature.
The praying mantis is a fascinating creature, forced to live alone.
人
Credence.
Credence.
I never gave these stories much credence, but particularly in view of some of the other things that have happened.
I want those things too, credence.
Tape deck, some Credence tapes, and there was a...
Thank you, Arthur, but I don't think many will give credence to such nonsense.
You're lucky they left the tape deck, though, in the Credence.
信任
Credential.
Credential.
Did you just get your credential?
Do you have press credential?
Just tell the Credential Committee what happened in Mississippi, Miss Hamlin.
May I ask, what credential is required to drive a car?
Well, I have a teaching credential, and I figure, what for, you know?
国书
Credentials.
Credentials.
A good on paper guy is a guy with great credentials who you always end up leaving for some hot guy who rides a motorcycle and doesn't have a checking account.
And no matter what his credentials, I don't care for him wearing the uniform.
Hey, you don't need to see my credentials.
I challenge your credentials, madam, for assessing human worth.
Impressive credentials.
信任状
Credibility.
Credibility.
And it's because of that credibility that she's offered the lead role in a major television show.
And when he does, I want his credibility.
Cast in the wrong light, the loss of the Voice of London could be devastating to our credibility.
For the second time, I have zero credibility.
可信用
Credible.
Credible.
He's a credible source, an M&A lawyer from a prestigious consultancy, and he says he's waited as long as he can for the Batman to do the right thing.
Then I went to Chuck's and witnessed her give the world's most credible altruistic excuse.
We have laws here that protect aliens who have a credible fear of returning to their own country.
You may know that there's several credible threats against your life.
可信的
Credit.
Credit.
And if there's anything I can do for extra credit, please let me know.
I was extending credit.
Use my credit card and get a flight and come here.
You put in credit card.
信用归功于
Creditable.
Creditable.
A creditable guess, but no.
A very creditable group of young men.
It was quite creditable, my dear.
The nation has to believe that you are a creditable contender.
可称誉的
Creditor.
Creditor.
It isn't everyone who can be a creditor nowadays.
Should surrender his property and rights, and both Eliakim and his family will henceforth serve and be subject to the demands of Isa, his creditor.
The Fidelity Bank and Trust is a tough creditor.
These griefs and losses have so baited me. I shall hardly find a pound of flesh tomorrow from my bloody creditor.
You can't expect me to represent the principal creditor in a proceeding in which my partner is the receiver.
债权人
Creed.
Creed.
That goes for every last one of you, regardless of your race, color, or your creed.
Creed would have caved in to whole side of your face.
How do you expect to fight Apollo Creed?
Yesterday was a very lucky day for Alice Creed, a Palm Desert woman who holds the winning ticket for an $86 million California Stack Sweepstakes payout.
Just call me Baby Creed.
宗教信条
Creek.
Creek.
Shockingly, August Creek isn't exactly swarming with my type.
First thing we do in these meetings is go over the Highland Creek rules book.
Like a fly up the creek.
It's where Bluff Creek is.
The creek is my home.
小溪
Creep.
Creep.
And those creeps eat girls like her for lunch.
Good. That's good, because you're gonna need to sweet talk that creep Tucker up the street.
That big foreign creep smashed my face.
Why would that little girl creep you out?
You know, if this creep wants us dead so bad, why doesn't he just put a bullet in our head and call it a day?
爬
Creeper.
Creeper.
And that's how you deal with a creeper asshole lady.
He's a creeper.
Hot creeper. She sat there while I dumped it out. Hardly even looked at it. Planning and even flirting with me.
In an emo creeper kind of way.
Like total creeper.
爬行者